Hey YouTube, it's Sandra. I'm back again with another YouTube video today, and I just completed week 4 of 12 at Animation Basics, class 1 at Animation Mentor. So this week our main focus was, was the heavy ball and the light ball. Now, I also have a nice little audience with the crickets playing. I just finished a raw and decided to take my video outside today. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So we did the heavy ball and the light ball, and that was a really tricky assignment, I gotta say. So there was a lot of things. I had that. Then we had the actual bouncing ball to do revisions from our previous week. So I fixed those based on my mentor's feedback. So I was learning how to do the parabolas, how to get the right timing and the spacing of the bouncing ball. So I have a good, when I went and fixed it, I understood what my mentor was, how to do the technicalities in Maya. She showed me how to fix it in the graph editor. So this week in the graph editor, I realized how to move the frames on a laptop. So, because I was kind of struggling with getting the keyframes of moving them or back and forth. So I'm really glad I figured that out, and that's really sped up my process in figuring out or moving any keyframes around. The other thing was the pose, although we didn't have to revise the pose or anything, but one thing that I'm really struggling at the moment, and I thought I had it down this time, was posing and exaggerations. So for this one, we had to do an excitement pose, right? We had to pose Stuart in an excited pose. So I posed him. I talked about it last week, and I was not really, it didn't turn out really, it did turn out good. However, it was off because when my mentor gave me feedback, it was too exaggerated. She's like, "Oh, it's a totally different pose," and I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, I was doing it on purpose to exaggerate it. So she actually gave me some great feedback during the Q&A about how to focus on the storytelling aspect, which is an important aspect of animation, anyways. So I was very fortunate to take that feedback in and revise the pose, and here it is. So I was able to do that really quick and fix that up and realize, oh, it's like a soccer player or anything. And then finally for the heavy ball and the light ball, so I referenced a tennis ball and a bowling ball. I mean, one important thing in animation or physics is it doesn't matter how light or heavy an object is, they all fall at the same time due to the gravitational force, which is something that really helps me illustrate, helps me mimic real life. So when I'm able to mimic real life, I get animation that feels more real. So I'm glad I did that, and here it is. So I have that. So I'm still awaiting the feedback for the heavy ball and light ball, and then I'll eventually have to revise it this week. So I did that, but I've ran into a lot of challenges with it. Oh, and also I have a peer buddy, so I finally got to get to know my peer buddy this week. So that's really cool, and he's been like helping me out as far as like helping me with feedback, getting my timing right, and especially the bowling ball was really challenging, getting the timing to get the actual timing in, like especially towards the end with the little bounces, get the rolling. One of my classmates actually offered some really great feedback about how when the bowling ball rolls, you kind of ease out into it, like kind of slows it down and it rolls, which is what I fixed it up to frame 60. So it rolls, so the bowling ball rolls for a good 30-20 frames, which is really nice, and it slows down. So I have that. I fixed around my graph editor and getting more comfortable with that. I definitely want to eventually, looking forward to this week with a posing assignment, the pendulum. I know that's going to be a challenge. I will have to learn out how I'm going to pause it, and and the revision. So stay tuned to next week as I update you guys on that. Bye.